There we go, creamy. There we go, how's that? Welcome to my final quarter review of 2022. It is in fact now 2023 as I'm recording this. I was planning on having this recorded between Christmas and New Year, and I was also planning on recording this outside, but so that wasn't going to happen. So let's crack on with the final things I needed to tick off that checklist for the year. By the way, some of those things are already been ticked off, so the numbering system's going to be completely out the window for this, but I didn't plan for this. I'm assuming that you've already seen my third quarter review, and before we start on those goals for 2022 that I haven't ticked off yet, I'm going to run through what I've been doing since the last review video, which was back in September. I've had a fantastic fourth quarter, bit up and down. I may have mentioned that I had a bit of an injury to my sort of glute and hamstring area in August, basically in August, September and October, and unfortunately that sort of continued into November as well. I have since been treating that with trips to the physio and doing extra exercises for that. But otherwise, racing-wise, it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic fourth quarter for races. I've got a list here of all the races I've done. So Kirkcaldy 7, that was the end of September or the beginning of October. We then had Langdale, which there's a film for, and it's one of my favourite films that I've done. Bronte Way, which was fantastic for me as well. Had a really good time on that. Then in early November, I had the Burley-Moore Fell race. And then after that, I went to Spain for a weekend and took part in, I'm going to try and pronounce this properly, the Alcaparán Trail, Caratraca is the village it took place in. Another amazing race. Then we're back to Pico time. So we had the Pico Cross Country League starting in Middleton and in Temple Newsam. Other than that, I did the Mytholmroyd Fell race and the Chevin Chase last week on Boxing Day. And again, like most of those races, I gave a good go at, and I pretty much got a good time for me, and I was very happy with. So outside of the strange injury that I've had, it hasn't depleted my running speed all that much, but it's definitely a pain that's there that I'm trying to deal with and trying to get rid of. Anyway, on to the number one goal, which was run 2,000 kilometers in 2022. Now, Strava told me that I had my all-time biggest December, and the biggest reason for that was that I needed to do 270 kilometers in order to get my 2,000 kilometers for the year. No! Right, so 1k to do for the rest of the year to reach my goal of 2,000k. All I've got to do is 1k, just 1k. Then I've done my goal of 2,000k for the year, which isn't the strongest year in terms of distance, but I've been injured pretty much half of it, so I suppose it's still pretty good going. Been chasing this for about 4 weeks. I think I had about 270k to do, which I managed to do in the last 4 weeks, which has been pretty intense. It was nice to only have to go out and do 9 today. Here we go. Yeah. 2,000k for the year. Done. So I'm very happy that I managed to reach that goal, so we can tick off my mileage goal for the year. I know it was amended, but I think taking a 500k for what was essentially a half-year injury, I still done good for me. I've done good for me, so I'm happy about that. Number two, another continual throughout the year goal is to normalize strength training and eating well. Now for the fourth quarter specifically, it started very well. I joined a CrossFit gym, Shire Fit in Carverley, and was going very regularly for about a month or 2 months from September to the end of October. Didn't go too much in November, December. I think it might be because I was trying to chase that mileage down a bit, but otherwise I'm still feeling the benefits of that 2 months that I spent, that intensive 2 months. I'm still feeling a lot fitter than I did previous to doing any kind of cross training, and generally like a sense of wanting to look after myself strength wise in more of a day-to-day level, just from having that experience and just knowing that it helps with the running as well. Something for next year, just to keep that going, definitely. Number 7 was to maintain a sub 20:30 park run for the fourth quarter of 2022. I didn't do that at all. In fact, some of my times were very slow due to this injury, and due to maybe a lot of racing going on and maybe saving myself. I did a lot of social runs and chatted to people and did park runs that way as well. And I did intend to speed up to the end of the year, but we've had a string of bad weather. We've had cancelled park runs, we've had icy weather, we've had very wet and slippery park runs. I went out to Bowling Park on, was it New Year's Eve? Yeah, New Year's Eve morning, and first of all we missed the start by about a minute, so we had to catch up, and secondly the course was very slippery, and I was wearing my road shoes, and I'm just making excuses now, aren't I? But I haven't been able to maintain that speed, but I feel that that time itself was only considering the summer months and dry ground, and I feel that, yeah, I don't know if I can give myself the tick for that one, but I've learned my lesson. The main thing about parkrun is I still absolutely love it, I still enjoy it, I still have the drive to like get up in the morning on a Saturday morning, most weekends if there aren't races on. Stops me drinking too much on Friday. That's a very good reason to do parkrun on a Saturday morning. And I'm still excited to see all different parkruns. Like I've seen about 30 different parkruns over the country, and I still want to see more. And there's got to be about 10 like within 40 minutes of where I live anyway. So there's still more to see with those parkruns. Right, number 10 is the big, I've got to call this the big fail this time. It was originally something else, as you'll know in a previous video, and I turned it into work on my communication of what Great Owl Running is. And I feel that I've been incredibly busy outside of Great Owl Running and outside of YouTube and outside of films, and I've not been able to communicate really with many people that much. There's not been that much time to get things going on, and I must say now that like I really apologise to all the folk that have done the GPX Grand Prix this year, because I've got all my prizes ready to go and deliver out to people, and I haven't done it yet, and that was meant to finish at the end of October, so I'm really sorry about that. They are coming. I was getting a video together to present all the prizes for that, so there's one boo-boo there. Secondly is I'll admit it now, I didn't get my arse in gear and get the Holly Hustle ready, which was due to happen in November, and I just didn't have the mental capacity or the space or the communication with everyone involved to be able to get that to go ahead, and I had to move that back to March. Now that will lead on to one of my goals for next year, if we talk about that in another video coming up soon, but I do feel like I did let down the community of Great Owl Running a little bit, and I felt very strapped, very time-wise, just very tied down and very exhausted in the evenings. And I would usually spend my evenings wrapping up some Great Owl Running stuff, because it's obviously all outside of work, and for some reason this last quarter of the year I've just really struggled with it and been very overwhelmed. And it is sad, because I know that it's something that I really believe in and that a lot of other people believe in, and it's definitely something I want to do more of next year. So another red box for me on number 10, but I'm happy to have got all those other things ticked off in 2022. It's been a really good year. I'll wrap it up now. It's been a good year. My achievements over the year have been amazing. It's been a very good year for me for my running. I'm looking forward to 2023, and I feel ready for it. I feel ready to tackle it. I haven't overdone my run. I'm not knackered. I'm not injured. I haven't started off on the back foot. I feel like I'm starting 2023 in a very good position, and there's very exciting things coming in 2023. So thank you very much for watching. There is a Patreon channel now, and my Patreon, all tiers of my Patreon will get into Great Owl Running races for free. So I've created my Patreon to kind of be like a Netflix for my races. So if you like these videos and you are fairly local and you want to come and run Great Owl Running races, if you join the Patreon, you get into the races for free, and there's going to be more than 4 or 5 races this year, and then none of them are getting cancelled. We're not in 2021 anymore. We're not in 2022 anymore. This is 2023, and I'm looking forward to making 2023 the best year for Great Owl Running yet. Just one more thing, with the Patreon. From now on, I'll be uploading all my videos directly to Patreon, and if you are a patron of the Patreon, or a Patreon, or a patron of my Patreon, I'm not really sure how it works. If you are a follower or subscriber to the Patreon, you'll get to watch those videos with no ads. How's that? So there's another good reason to join the Patreon. Little secret now, doing four videos with a strange structure of goals shifting around has mentally exhausted me. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and this year, in 2023, we're going to be doing something very different to goals. It'll be coming, and it'll be in the next video, so you can look forward to that very soon. So make sure you subscribe and enable notifications, and you'll see that first. Thanks very much. See you later.